two of your centers, two of your five centers. Do you have Alperen tonight?
Yes, he's good.
He's good to go.
Yes.
And what does Steven Adams bring?
Physicality, one of the best defensive rebounding, screen setting, all the things you equate with aggressiveness, physicality. One of the best in the league as far as that. He's been there for quite a while, and so another veteran guy to add to the group and mix in, kind of contrast what we already have, and so very pleased to have him.
I know he can't play until next year, but do you envision maybe him helping Alperen even this year?
Yeah, I mean, the focus for him is the rehab, after the surgery, and so, he'll be here eventually soon. We're on the road, obviously, you gotta come and do physicals and all that, but as much as you can, I'm sure. They played against each other quite a bit so far, and like I said, we welcome all of the veteran experience and voice that we can get, and so just as Thiago or whoever's, helping these coaches and guys that have been there, done that, I think he'll do some of the same.
How is his rehab going? Have you spoken to him?
Spoke to him, but don't know too many specifics on the rehab other than he's been in DC getting practice.
Is he going to join you guys on the trip?
No.
You may sort of on that theme, take Dylan Brooks and why is it? What is it about your philosophy how you play that you wanted to gather these kind of physical guys who really are up to compete regardless of?
Yeah, I think that was the thing we targeted veterans that had that edge and toughness to them. For all the areas we struggled, defensively and offensively, we knew we checked a lot of boxes. The versatility and how I want us to guard, and the versatility to switch and guard multiple positions. He kind of embodies that, and so for him, it's a night-to-night basis, just the edge and the stuff that rubs off on your team. He brings that. It's good to have some guys you don't have to worry about in that area, and you know what you're going to get from them on that end, and then also for him to grow his game offensively, and he had some ups and downs offensively in Memphis, but we wanted to encourage him to be the Team Canada, Dylan Brooks, and be efficient, and I think he's welcomed that as well, and a little more offensive opportunity, but also setting the tone for us defensively. And so, he was a guy I was heavily interested in and happy to get him here, and he's been what we thought he would be.
Is that kind of mindset? I don't want to say there's less of it around, but does it seem to stand out more lately than maybe a decade?
Yeah, and I mean the game has shifted toward the offensive side for sure. So there's much less of that, and guys that do it on a night-to-night basis. Like Marcus Smart had quite a defensive team in the past, and Kawhi Leonard, guys I've coached, so it really stands out when they do it at a high level. And so it's one of the best perimeter defenders, if not the best in the league. And so you can go from the 1 to almost 5. Definitely 1 to 4, and it does stand out. But you have to take pride in that, and something that, like I said, when we're teaching our young group to embrace that side of the ball, he already has it. And so him and Fred bring that to the table.
Hey, Coach, with this still being like a fairly young team, for you as a coach, how do you go about finding that balance of player development and still at the same time staying competitive? Because it seems like if development is the number one choice, you might sacrifice some wins, but if winning is the primary thing, then you probably sacrifice player development.
Yeah, it's been the balance all year, and for us, it's everything's earned now, and so that's a big part of development where we've started and finished with different guys at times, and it's due to how you're playing. But for us, we still are cognizant of guys growing and having to obviously play through some things. So we want to give them that opportunity to grow, but at the same time, I think getting over the losing of the last 3 years, that was a big part as well to change the mentality there. So as much as you can win, I think that helps our young guys see success, and then being a part of it, obviously, if they're the ones out there growing and going through those situations is almost as important. But I said from day one, the minutes are going to be earned based on what you do on the court, and we've seen that, so to speak, with a lot of guys starting to finish, and veterans, young guys, Aaron, Jeff, doesn't matter who it is, whoever's going to help us win.
I'm sure that you knew what to expect when Fred came to Houston. However, is there any unexpected qualities about him that now stand out to you?
No, I said it the other day, he's grumpy as hell most of the time, so that edge is good for our team. He's always finding something, but that's who he's been, an underdog with the edge to him. And as far as a player, going against him, the last 3 years in Philly, Brooklyn, and Boston, I got to know him much better as a player in the East, and then having discussions with him, it was almost backed up what I thought about him. So the IQ, the leadership, the toughness, the edge, his undrafted story to being where he is now and winning a championship and all the things in between. We knew that about him, but the one thing I would say is he keeps that edge, and we talk about being soft, and going soft is kind of a habit, and you got to keep yourself mean, and he embodies that.
Kind of following up on Fred, he's averaging a career high in minutes. As our man gets more comfortable on the court, is the plan to try to limit some of his minutes going into deeper in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think it was obviously our men being out there quite a bit and leaning so heavily on Fred early on. And as you see our young guys grow in general, we'll have some different lineups out there, and our men's a big piece of that to shave those minutes down. So every chance we get, we love to do that with Fred, keep him fresh going forward. But he is a guy that's kind of used to it and also never wants to come off the court, quite frankly. And so we were conscious of it, and also want to see our young guys grow. So running certain guys in longer stretches and shaving his minutes down that'll be big for us the second half of the season.
Coach
Is
John,
that why the
Go ahead, John.
is that why the backcourt rotation changed, Charlotte and since, where Fred now comes out earlier than back in?
Yeah, we've mixed it. We took a look at him in the long stints initially, and then as Men's got more comfortable, we run him a little bit longer and take Fred and play him 3 stretches now, shorter stints. But I just want to get a feel of both in the units we have out there without him. As we get more comfortable with guys and they're getting more playing time, we can limit his minutes as far as that, and not do the long stretches where you end up doing 18 a lot and a half. We can shave it down some.
Coach Jevin has gotten off to some very hot starts here in the first quarter, the last couple of games. Is that something that you all did intentionally to run the offense through him early?
I mean, we a lot of times I'll determine it based on the defense and what the other team is doing to start the game. But I always know we go to Alperen and Fred's going to have it quite a bit in his hands. So to get Jalen off to a better start was a focus. So the play calls, kind of shadowed that. And like I said, Fred very ball dominant at times, and he's going to find his way, whatever it is, assisting or scoring. We can always go into Alpy, but it's really like that third score, getting Jalen going was a big part. So a few conscious play calls and a few things to start the game, to try to get him off to a better start, and he's been great the last 5 or so.
When he does get going like that offensively, do you see his game start to change on the defensive end as well?
Yeah, I think all around he's just more engaged, and I think that's the case with most young guys. Alperen the other night struggled a little bit offensively and kind of got his head down and affected him in other areas. Jalen the same way, get more energized. The rebounding numbers were up obviously when he was scoring, and then he's taking the challenge more on defense and the rotations and all those things. So staying engaged and locked in obviously has to do a lot of times with scoring for young guys.
Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thank you.